She served me divorce papers on our anniversary, thinking I'd be devastated. What she found in the envelope I handed her back made her beg me to reconsider. Our 7th wedding anniversary dinner at Romano's, the same restaurant where I proposed. Lisa looked stunning in that red dress I bought her last month. I thought we were celebrating. She waited until after the main course to slide an envelope across the table. Happy anniversary, honey. Open it. Inside were divorce papers, already signed by her attorney. I want half of everything, she said, not even pretending to look sorry. The house, your construction business, savings, retirement accounts. 7 years entitles me to half. Other couples at nearby tables started staring. She was making a scene on purpose. You've been planning this for a while, I said quietly. 6 months. Ever since I started working at the law firm. I finally realized I married beneath my potential. I need someone who matches my professional level. What Lisa didn't know was that I'd hired a private investigator 2 months ago. Her late nights at the law firm weren't about casework. They were about Andrew Morrison, senior partner, married father of 3. But that wasn't even the best part. Well, if that's what you want, I said, reaching into my jacket, I have something for you too. I handed her a matching envelope. Go ahead, open it. She tore it open, expecting maybe a desperate love letter or marriage counseling brochure. Instead, she found a thick stack of legal documents. What is this? Those are the incorporation papers for Bennett Construction LLC, filed 3 years ago. Her face went confused. So, keep reading. She flipped through the pages, her confidence starting to crack. I don't understand what any of this means. It means the construction business you want half of doesn't exist anymore. I dissolved the sole proprietorship 3 years ago and moved all assets into an LLC. But you still own the business. Actually, I don't. My brother Tony owns 60%. My cousin Miguel owns 30%. I own 10%. Now she was really confused. That's impossible. You built that company from nothing. That's right. But legally, Bennett Construction LLC is owned by my family members who invested their savings to help me expand. I'm just an employee now. Salary is $35,000 a year. The papers were shaking in her hands. Where's the rest of the money? What money? I make 35 grand a year. The contracts, the equipment, the work trucks, all owned by the LLC. I don't own any business assets. Lisa was frantically flipping through pages now. This has to be fraud. You can't just hide assets. I'm not hiding anything. These are public records, filed with the state 3 years ago, right around the time you started talking about how much money I was making and how you deserved a better lifestyle. But the house, check page 7. She found it. Transfer of deed. The house was now owned by Bennett Family Trust, managed by my parents. I don't pay rent because I do property maintenance for the trust. Legal arrangement. I'm basically the caretaker. The savings accounts. Page 12. Her eyes widened. It says the accounts were closed. Donated to the Bennett Family Education Fund. Tax write-off. The money's being used to send my nieces and nephews to college. Lisa was hyperventilating now. You planned this. You knew I was going to divorce you. I planned for the possibility. Your sudden interest in my finances was a pretty big red flag, especially when you started asking detailed questions about asset values. She tried one more angle. What about your retirement accounts? Page 15. This says they were cashed out to pay business debts. The LLC had some rough months. I had to cover payroll somehow. Lisa stared at the papers like they might change if she looked hard enough. So what exactly am I getting in this divorce? Half of my personal assets, my clothes, my tools, my 10% ownership in the LLC, and half my $35,000 salary going forward. This is impossible. I've seen the money coming in. Company money. Never belonged to me personally. She was crying now. Real tears. We can work this out. I don't want the divorce anymore. I was just scared about our future. Our future. Or your future with Andrew Morrison. Her face went white. How did you? Private investigator. Same one who helped me restructure everything legally. He's very thorough. I pulled out another envelope. These are photos of you and Andrew at the Marriott downtown. Timestamps show every meeting for the past 4 months. Please, I can explain. No need. Andrew's wife already has copies. Turns out she hired the same investigator I did. Small world. Lisa was sobbing into her napkin now. I'll lose everything. You're getting exactly what you asked for. Half of what I own personally. I stood up and put cash on the table for my half of dinner. The papers are already signed. Divorce will be final in 60 days. Where are you going? Back to my family's house. The one you no longer live in. As I walked away, I heard her trying to call Andrew. Straight to voicemail. Turned out his wife had already confronted him that afternoon. Lisa went from planning to take half of a successful business to splitting the contents of my sock drawer.